I don't know how long this stream is going to be. It's going to be probably kind of rushed. And why does it look like my Switch is not connected to the internet? Oh my god. Okay. I don't know if my Switch is going to work today. I've been having internet issues only with my Switch. So fingers crossed that it works. But if it doesn't, oh well. We're just going to hop on and do a little bit of festival. As always, we are raising money for charity. Links are in chat for Black Girls Code on Tiltify, and also for our mod April's Sagen Prim nonprofit via Coffee. If you follow my Coffee, you will know that I uploaded a Coffee exclusive video this weekend, and I have another one recorded that'll come out sometime this week. I don't know which day yet, but probably sometime later in the week. Look forward to those. It's another musical one. Right now, we're just gonna hop onto Animal Crossing as my main character. I've done some experimentation. I won't say it's work, because the stuff that I've done since the last stream isn't permanent. It's just I'm trying to see like what I can do with which things. So, pardon the mess of my experimentation zone. The island has not really progressed in terms of terraforming or in terms of like layout. I've done some minimal work. I finally put in the 2 fucking ramps at the front, because that was just irritating to not have a pass-through. And also, if I ever have any friends over, they wouldn't be able to move. So, I needed to do that. Another thing, and I don't know if this is just me, but since the newest update came out, my game load time is so slow. Like, right now, like, usually my load screen would not be this long, but since the latest update, every single load screen is, like, super duper long. Even, like, if I switch characters and come back on, I get the same thing. It's like a 5-minute load screen. And I have no idea. Any load screen I get is now super long, and I don't get why all of a sudden that's a problem. I don't know if that's just me. Also, when I updated the stream info on Twitch before the stream started, it kept giving me errors. There have been issues on mine since the update of various kinds. Oh, okay. So as long as it's not just me, because I'm like, my Switch is brand new, I've had it less than a year. There should be no reason for it to be my Switch that's the problem. It's in the same place as always. It's, you know, it's not like I move it. I think I've moved it 3 times in a year. So there's no reason for it to be my Switch, but, like, this load time is, like, insanity. So, I'm glad to hear it's not me, but hopefully it's fixed in the next patch. Oh, look at Anka. She's all dressed up. So, yeah, we're just gonna do a little festival. We're gonna see. So, Pave's been in the old Animal Crossing games, and he used to have this loop that was so obnoxious. I literally could not stand doing the festival event back in the old game. I don't know how much it's changed in the new one, the activities or whatnot. Obviously, I know you can catch feathers to craft things to get, you know, the recipes. But in terms of the actual event, I don't know if they even kept any of that. There used to be games. There used to be, like, dancing things. There used to be, like, photo stuff. I don't know. I haven't had internet issues on mine, but load times have been wild. I keep getting the thought bubble issues. Yeah. I logged on yesterday for Valentine's Day, and I got mail from every single villager on my main account, and that was nice. And then Coco sent Ren Valentine's Day present. So I got gifts from all of my villagers for Valentine's Day. And technically, I gave I think I gave Lucky a gift, but I didn't go around and give everybody gifts. So I know me and April have talked about this, but in Japan, the tradition on Valentine's Day is for the women to give men gifts. And it's not just necessarily like your husband or your boyfriend. Like, there's like a really weird, I don't know if it's super prevalent still now, like, given COVID and everything, but in the past, like, you would hear about people like, oh, I had to buy like $1,000 worth of stuff for Valentine's Day because you have to gift every male coworker a present. Or, like, that's insinuated that you're supposed to, like, if you work in a workplace with a bunch of people. Oh my god, look at Isabel and her dumbass headpiece and her sweater. And then a month later, on March 14th, the men reciprocate with gifts for women. So, in Animal Crossing, I've always wondered why there's not White Day. But who knows. Festival will be happening all day today. I want everyone to go out and show off your best dance moves. That's all for now. I hope you all enjoy the loveliest of lovely days. Oh, thank you, Isabel. Go fall off a cliff. Wait till I see Tom. Oh yeah, I'm sure Tom is a full-on look. We know that Tom is a diva. Man didn't wear pants for 20 years. Okay, I did empty my pockets. I bought that yesterday. Got some stuff I can get rid of. Had some fruit for eating, because I was moving some trees around as experimentation. I'm trying to figure out how close to a cliff I can move a fully grown tree. I'm trying to see how I like water versus no water for a look for the cliff that I'm building out that we did on the last stream. So there's some really ugly work going on, but it's just like I'm trying to test out like what one thing looks like versus other things, so it's definitely not... Oh my god, this load time, my dude, what is this new problem? I hope they're patching this because, geez Louise, I don't even think I have any mail. Like, I might have the 5 things I ordered from the ABD, but that's it. Like, I emptied my mailbox finally, off stream. I had like a million pieces of mail. I finally went ahead and emptied all of my mailboxes off of stream, because I was like, this is... At first I thought the load time was because of my mail being so much. So I emptied my mail. Look at my mail's all empty, aside from today and yesterday's. I didn't check my mail yesterday. Let's see, Stitches sent me mail. Hi, I like sending postcards to friends. Should I write more? Maybe next time. Stitches. Thank you, Stitches. Very cute. He wants me to write them back. Muffy sent me something. Ghost the party animal. Oh, yes. Yesterday was also Muffy's birthday. If you don't have Muffy in your town. Ain't no party like a birthday party, because a birthday party don't stop making you feel surrounded by folks who care about you. Can't relate. Wow, that got real. Can't wait for next year's. Thanks for coming. Party on, Muffy. And she sent me a thank you present. So a thing that's kind of funny in Animal Crossing is that, so gift giving in Japan, there's also a culture around gift giving that generally you don't, if somebody hands you a wrapped present, you don't open it in their presence. Like, if you have a birthday party and people bring you wrapped gifts, you don't open them until everyone leaves. So it's the music, got the festival music. So I don't have my headphones on as usual because I don't have a way to plug headphones into my Animal Crossing hookup. But yeah, so it's funny in Animal Crossing, if you go to a birthday party, they'll make a comment about like, I don't want to wait, and then they'll open the present to thank you, and react. But like, that's not really a thing, in culture-wise in Japan, so it's really funny that when you give gifts outside of birthday parties, you kind of see that where it's like, oh, I can't wait to see what this is, or like, I can't wait to open this later, or I can't wait to put this in my house if you give them an unwrapped present. Like, it's very much not an immediacy kind of thing. Like, in America, you give someone a gift and they shred into it like a Wolverine. Oh, there's Muffy. Like, oh, Muffy. Feeling that festival beat yet? Once it hits you, there's no stopping it. You just gotta go with it. Don't worry about looking silly. Get out there and cut loose, baby bat. You know, yeah. Go on, Muffy. I'm looking for my bottle, which is why I'm scoping the, the beach. That's the way it should be. Stitches is too cute. Yeah, so it's very much like to not make people feel judged or feel bad for, like, their gift isn't as good or not as expensive. It's really like a thoughtful kind of thing. It's not like oh, like, I don't want to be bothered to, like, react. It's not even like, it's kind of both-sided. It's like, if your reaction isn't what the person expects, or if the other people present are embarrassed by their gift in comparison, or maybe it's more personal. I really like that kind of thing. I mean, obviously, like, in America, a lot of places, like, here, we're raised to, like, the reaction to the gift is a big thing. Like, we get something out of giving them the present, and oh my god, look at Stitches. Look at him go. Look at all the confetti. It's just like when the Sprinkles factory blew up. Wow, festival's the best. Hold up, Lucky, don't run away. Look at all the confetti. Yep. My lazies are all gonna say the same thing. Well, well, it's finally here, the day I've been waiting for, Festival. Oh, pardon my exuberance, I just think this is a fabulous holiday, an excuse to dance and caper. Caper. Is that Marcel? It's the one thing about having a village full of very similar personalities. Okay, let's see. Oh. Well, to be fair, that's how I feel, so. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4, your hips they do not move, they do not hear the music, they do not dance. This is unacceptable to Pave. And who is Pave? I am Pave, Dance Champion International. Join Pave, move with Pave, gyrate with Pava, Viva. They kept the Viva Festival, so that used to be the end of every single thing he would say to you in the old game. But it had like a super annoying jingle that used to play, and God, it was like, well, literally like Pavel's, you know, Pavel's dog, where it's like, and I'm like convinced that's why they named him that in the old game, because it's like you would hear that chime when he would do his interactions with you, and it was like, I just want to punch him. I just want to punch him in the face. And every time I hear that, it's like, I want to punch someone in the face. You are now entrapped by the rhythms of Festival, but lucky for you, Pave will be your guide. Now open your minds to the spirit of Festival, the celebration of music and dance that comes every year. But first, the clothes you are wearing, they cry out for help. They cannot handle the Festival. Please put these clothes in a safe, boring drawer where they can cry quietly to sleep. Find clothes that shout and twist to the rhythms of Festival. Ensconce yourself in them and dance. Perhaps Pave should let his words do the dancing first, and explain the customs of Festival. So, you see the beautiful feathers that fly in the sky, yes? Not so beautiful as Pave, not so charming as Pave, but very nice as feathers go, yes? Pave covets these. Bring to Pave 3 feathers of the same color for reward of the same color. But what of the delicate rainbow feather of many colors? Bring to Pave at full sprint, bring all to Pave. Pave nearly forgot. The rainbow feather can be forged by one with dance in their heart and hips. Accept this DIY recipe from Pave and let the dance be your guide. The red-orange headdress. You can buy all the headdresses at the store. They're not crafted items. They are actually... So the Festival costumes and dresses and headdresses are all in the store, in the Able Sister store, and they just rotate. I think I cataloged all of them. Welcome, Cap, by the way. Let's see. Pave will tell you a secret now. You can use the feathers of Festival for whatever your heart desires. You can put them in your ass for all I care. Pave will not mind, but know this. Feathers brought to Pave will turn into rewards given by Pave. Okay. So we need to change our outfit. That's fine. We'll change our outfit. I wonder which outfit's in the store today. The dress is in the window, so the dress definitely is in the shop today. I think I have all the suits and all the headdresses and stuff. Look, oh my God, look at Mabel. Even Mabel's dressed up. So yes, all 3 of the items are in the store on Festival itself. Need to charge your Switch. So yeah, so there is there's the suit, there's the dress, and then there's the headdress. So what color am I feeling? We got kind of a red and orange, we got a green and yellowish, we got a blue, and we got like a pinkish. Maybe we'll go blue. What do we think? Blue? Yeah, I kind of like the blue. Do we have any cool shoes? I don't got any cool shoes. I got sandals on right now. Nah, shoes aren't really that exciting. Some sneakers. Velour... Oh, shit. Well, okay, hold on. Hold on. This is a decision. What do we think? Pink or blue? Do we go all matching, or do we go eye-catching? Kind of like the pink. I think we're going to go with pink. Okay, hold on. Gotta do this right. Got tights. Not that you see them. Got glasses, which we don't need. We have a headdress already. Okay, I think we're good to go. I think that's going to be our Festival look. And yes, I actually do, for once, want to wear what I have picked out. Alright. Still wearing my fishing bag, but oh well. Hold on. I got an epic pop-up that just blocked my Twitch chat. Get out of here with that. Trying to see my chat. Okay. Got some pink boots. Got some shiny blue clothing. Some blue feathers on my head. We can go feather hunting. Okay, we changed. Do we need to talk to him since we changed? Ah, yes, you have succumbed to the rhythm of the festival. I can see it in your garments. Now the important question. Do you have feathers for Pave? Psh, Pave can see that you do not possess the feathers that I need. Pave needs the feathers stacked. This saddens and enrages Pave. But it is festival, and the spirit of the dance calms Pave slightly. Love it. I'm in the pink purple dress and the headdress and the pink silver label pumps. Nice. Okay, so we need to stack some feathers of all the colors and then bring them to him. That's fine. Okay, but he liked my outfit, so that's good. Of course, gotta talk to... Yeah. Okay. So my island is kind of still a hot mess, so it's gonna be a little bit funky for feather hunting. But look, okay, I'll show you guys what I've done. So I had to move all of the furniture that was up here because you literally, if you had come in through the airport, you literally couldn't go up the cliff and you couldn't go either side. So I moved this stuff back and I made my 2 ramps for my walkway. So this is a walkway now that's actually usable. The water I'm experimenting with because I don't like this little nubbin that's right here. And I wish I could put the bamboo closer to the edge of the cliff. So that's kind of another thing I'm experimenting with because you can't put them within 1 hit block. So I could put something else there probably, like fill these in maybe. But we're not going to do that today. And then I was just kind of experimenting with what kind of shapes and how wide the walkways can be, since I haven't done any of that. So this is all just kind of a mess. Oh, look at Genji. Alright, we're feather hunting and we're enjoying the holiday. Kabuki's at home probably because he's an old grump. No, he's not. He's actually out. Look. Yeah. Go, Kabuki. Go, Kabuki. It's been doing that since this morning. Festival is almost literally in the air, and it's casting quite an exciting spell, baby bat. Oh, blue feather. Come here. Is it close enough? I don't think it's close enough. Pick a direction. Come to me. Come. There we go. So I don't have any bridges, so this is kind of like not the easiest to get around right now without the... Do I have my vaulting pole on me? I do not. I don't normally carry my ladder and my vaulting pole on my own island because before I started terraforming, I didn't need to. Because there was no gaps anywhere that needed to be crossed or jumped across or whatever. This bridge is still here and the top bridge is still there, but everything else is gone, so it's kind of a fucking mess, honestly. I do like the music. It's not as obnoxious as the old festival music. But we'll see. That could change at any time. Let's go up top and see if we got any feathers. Hi, Stitches! Melting snow people. So I just need to fill this in. I didn't get to fill this in when I was working on this, but this is the only gap right now that needs to be finished, because this obviously will be one big solid thing. But I also didn't want to split the island. I wanted to put in the ramps first, so hence why I didn't finish the walkway. I had to leave a cross through a gap. There's all this land up here. There better be feathers. What's up, snow people? There are no feathers up top? Really? That's surprising. Okay. Oh. Got it. Green feather. Yeah. Of all the days to have an island that's basically not walkable. Anything over here? Oh. That. Oh my god, turn, joystick. My joystick is like stuck. I like the little noises. I caught a purple feather. How flirty and fabulous. Pink feather. Pink feather. I got a purple feather. A pink feather, purple, whatever. Looks pink. Ooh, red one. The passion, it is overwhelming. Anything over here? Anything back here at the graveyard? Because sometimes stuff pops up back here. Someone's been fucking with my faucet. Leaving the water running at the graveyard. How disrespectful. Also the weeds and the flowers overwhelming the graveyard are disrespectful, but we'll ignore that for the moment. Anything up here? I'll assume they don't spawn on the beaches like most things. Ooh, and there's a blue one up by the bridge. Let me just check down here real quick before I go that way. Okay. As cool as it is hot. Nice. Rainbow feather! Got a rainbow feather. Viva Festival! Alright, how many we at? We got... Let's move this out of the way. Okay, we've got 1 green, we got 3 purple, we got 3 blue, and we got 2 of the red ones. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Ooh, red one up there. Yeah. Yeah. Shablam. No! Come here. Come here. Why are they grinding on me? Fine, we'll dance together. Okay, I gotta catch these feathers though. None of you seem to be helping, so somebody needs to do all this work. I like that Genji's just like trapped over here, like dancing by himself. Come this way. Come this way so I don't have to go over there. Eh. Come on, you're like right in the middle of the water. If I cross the bridge, it's gonna go that way. Or come, like, back this direction. I already know it. I can't... Listen here. Listen here, Feather. Didn't I just say if I came over here, it would go that direction? Didn't I just say that? I'm on to you, feathers. Alright. Get a couple feathers. I didn't look at the list of things that you can get from Pave in this one, so it is gonna be a surprise to me. Ooh, hello. Ooh, there's one up there. There's one up there in the middle of the river. Oh boy. That's gonna be a hot one to catch. Unless I can catch it off the bridge. If I can catch it off the bridge, we're good. Yes, come this way, come this way. No. 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 Catch it. Okay, so put the rainbow feathers away before you talk to Pave, or he will take those first. And you need 3 at the end, so don't let him take them at all. Okay, interesting. Anything up top? Anything up top? Doesn't look like it, at least not on that end. Go here. We'll go this way since we're already up here. Ooh, rainbow feather. I like that they spawn, like, right in the middle of fucking water. Like, you bastard feathers. Or, not a rainbow feather, a green feather, but whatever. I'll still take them. I'll take them all. Give me them feathers. Give me them feathers. Okay. I think we're good up here for the moment. Ooh, I see you. I see you, but I gotta get to you. I'm trapped. Actually, let me go this way first, just to make sure there's nothing else up here before I go down. I'm trying to, like, make laps. No. Oh, I think I left this for myself. Yes, I did. Okay, hold on. I didn't know if I had this one or not. I do. Okay. I got that on my alt. I wasn't sure. Because there's so many Reeves. Reeves. Okay, I'm like right behind the bamboo. Oop. It's kind of creepy that your villagers chase you for this. Like, they see you and they're like, dance with me! Yeah! Like, in a video game, when anything charges at you, it's like, it sets off that, like, fight or flight reaction of, like, fuck! I'm gonna die! It's like, it's Animal Crossing, we're fine. Yeah, another rainbow feather. Yeah. I'll pop a balloon. Sure, why not? It's moving at the speed of a snail, but... just Kabuki running up and, like, throwing confetti at me is so funny. Let's see what our balloon is. It's probably a toilet. I feel like 90% of them are toilets. Falling snow wall. Oh, I guess we still have winter seasonal recipes. So you can only stack them 3 high. Okay. Well, this is our progress so far. We do have 3 of the mains. We don't have 3 rainbows yet. Ooh. Wrong tool. I'm catching all the feathers. Give me the feathers. Come here, you. Go this way just in case. Anything else? I can't really hear the sounds that the feather makes because I don't have headphones on and I can't turn the TV up. Otherwise, you guys will hear the game audio twice. So if they're making a cool sound, I'll have to hear it later when I'm off stream. That's what he needs is 3. Yeah. I'm gonna catch 1,000,000. This is like Pokemon, right? I have to catch all of them. I'm glad I at least got to pop on, even if it's only for a little bit today. I don't know how long this will be. I'm kind of cramming it into a window unexpectedly and schedule-wise. But I did want to get on at some point today, even if it was just a shorter stream. So I'm kind of winging it. Feather joke not intended, but accurate. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be able to go the full length of a stream. Maybe it'll have to be short. Because everyone in the house is off today, and they went to run errands, and I'm like, I'll hop on real quick while they run errands and hope they don't come home, like, between the errands. Because if they come home between the errands, they could be home literally at any moment. And I'm trying to do a thing, so we'll see. Okay, let's go talk to Pave. I'm gonna just... Can I drop feathers without releasing them like other crafting materials? Hold on. Like, can I put this down? You can wear it. Okay, I'm gonna just drop these for a moment. Grab this one since it's right here. Ooh, I see another one in the back too. Ooh. I saw a thing. Where'd it go? I saw you. Creeping. There you are. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to him and see what he gives me, and then we'll go from there. Why do you speak to Pave with words when you should instead use the language of dance? Shh. Pave's hips feel the presence of feathers. Pave senses 3 feathers of the same color. Will these belong to Pave? Give them. Give to Pave. Sure. Do not delay. Hand the feathers to Pave at once. Okay, we'll give him left to right. So we'll give him some of these purpley ones. It is time. Pave dances now. Yep, some things don't change. At least the music is a little bit better than it used to be. Some have passion for the dance, but the dance, it has passion for the Pave. Success! The reward is a job well done. Pave jokes. Pave gives the festival stage. Okay, so we got the stage. Pave does not want more feathers. Pave needs more feathers. Do this for Pave and for Festival. Pull them out of your ass, my dude. You've got plenty. You are here to give Pave the feathers that Pave requires. Are you not? Do not answer. Pave knows. No, we're not starting that. We're not starting that. Pave has always been easily my least favorite non-villager character. Since the original, I just can't. Here you go. I think there's just so many factors. I don't even know where to begin. Yeah, of course you're not. Exactly. Nevertheless, I begin. Yeah. Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, aesthetically, he's fine. It's the everything else. Get a stall. Okay. I think it's much worse in the old games, but I think I also have, like, Pave PTSD, Pave traumatic stress disorder, so I'm allowed to make that joke. I'm just gonna buffer that for anyone who hears this after the fact and doesn't know who I am. Like, I can make a PTSD joke. But yeah, like, I think I had so many years of original Pave over the years that it's just like this new version of Pave. It doesn't make a difference how much they change it. It's just like burned into my brain. Ah, take your fucking feathers. Please, God. Okay, we gave him some purpley ones. We gave him some of those reddish ones. We'll give him some green ones next. Honestly, so Zipper used to have... So I will say they changed Zipper a little bit. Because in the old games, it was always implied who was in the suit. Because Zipper isn't a rabbit. Zipper's a person on the island dressed as Zipper. And that's why he's named Zipper. And that's why in this one, in New Horizons, if you circle him and talk to him from behind, he'll yell at you for seeing his zipper, and he'll turn his back to the camera so you can see that he's in a suit. In the old game, it used to be blatantly, like, you would, like, on this one, I think it's if you walked off camera and just didn't move for a while, he would stop and, like, break character. Like, you could visibly tell that it was somebody, like, sweating to death in a suit. In this one, they made it more subtle. Like, you had to work for it to see all of those kind of Easter eggs. In the old one, it was definitely, like, just in your face, like, wow, this thing is really hot. Like, oh, like, this, you know, you would see his zipper on his suit regularly and stuff. In this one, you kind of had to work for that as an Easter egg. Zipper has a basement full of skeletons. So I believe, and I might be misremembering, that Zipper in the original Animal Crossing is... I think it was implied that it was Tortimer. That it was the mayor. That the mayor would wear the suit every year to do the festival. And I might be misremembering that. But, yeah, it's... in this game, I don't know if it's explicitly implied who is wearing the suit. Because... you see, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly anyways, you see both Tom and Isabel while Zipper is present. So I don't know if it's implied who specifically is wearing the suit or if it's a third-party person. But yeah. So now we need to find more of the rainbow. We got the flag, we got the stall, we got the stage. We need more rainbow feathers, is what we need. We got 2 so far. Creepy-ass Easter. I mean, technically it was creepy-ass Easter. But I will say a lot of people who, like, if their first game was New Horizons, I will say it was a really badly timed first event, because it was before they nerfed it, because they did push out the nerf update, which was great, and I'm, you know, thankful they did that. But, like, for people who had never played Animal Crossing, like, that was a horrible first event to experience. First off, not everybody celebrates Easter. Second off, a lot of people think Zipper is creepy, especially if they've never played Animal Crossing before and don't realize that it's not actually a terrifying rabbit, that it's a dude in a terrifying Easter Bunny suit. Like, that's the whole joke, is that it's a guy in a terrifying Easter Bunny suit. But because so many people had never played Animal Crossing before, and because it came out at the beginning of COVID, a lot of people bought Switches and bought Animal Crossing because they're like, oh, I can pass my time doing this and playing this game that seems very calm and relaxing. And then a couple of weeks pass, and Easter begins in the game, and everyone wanted to die. So it was kind of funny as somebody who's played, like, multiple versions of Animal Crossing over the years, to see, like, people who had never played before be like, I hate this fucking game. I hate this event. I hate this character. I hate everything about it. I hate these eggs everywhere. And then they nerfed it and made it tolerable. And then the rest of the events have been fine because they learned from that Easter release that, like, we fucked up. Yeah. To be fair, like, I think, like, I caught hundreds of eggs in, like, a day because I was always balloon spawning. I balloon spawn a lot off stream because I know the data mining on how the balloons work. So when I need stuff, I purposely will spend, like, 2 or 3 hours with my Switch open and literally balloon spawn for specific things. And so during a holiday, that can work to your advantage, at least after they nerfed Easter, because you can get all of your holiday DIYs or whatever, or, you know, exclusive items from balloon spawning. But before they nerfed it, it was torture. It was torture. I need one more rainbow feather, please, and thank you. Stop chasing me. I don't want to be chased. It's consent. If I wanted to dance with you, I'll come up and dance with you. I'm running away, don't chase me. It's like that, it's like that dude in Japan who slashed, like, over 1,000 women's tires on their cars in, like, parking lots so that he could follow them down the street, and then when their tires went flat, he could help them change their tires and try to get their contact information and try to, like, get a date out of it. And he did it literally over 1,000 times, and the only reason they caught him was because he accidentally slashed the same woman's tires twice. And when she got, the second time when she got down the road and her tire was flat and she had pulled over on the side of the road, and the same dude came to help her fix her tire after, like, months later, you know, months and months later. He had been doing this over the course of years, mind you. She was like, wait a second, I know this guy. Like, this is connected. And then they saw, yeah, the tires are slashed in both cases, and it was the same dude who magically showed up in 2 different places to help her. And then they found out, yeah, he got linked to, like, over 1,000 tire slashing cases of women at, like, grocery stores or at, you know, work or whatever. He would just go to parking lots and slash women's tires. And it's like, my dude, if you can't get a fucking date or a wife out of slashing 1,000 tires, it's you. First off, you're crazy, and second off, it's you. Because if you went on 1,000 normal dates and couldn't keep a date, it's still you. Like, so doing it, like, in a creepy horror movie kind of way is really not gonna help. Especially when you're dumb and you get caught. Ooh, there's a feather up top. I saw the shadow. Let's head up there next. Still need a rainbow. They trade you, even, let's see. I thought you said feathers. Oh, they trade you feathers too? Oh, okay. Ooh, blue feather. Nice. And there's a pink one. I assume you can trade feathers for, like, items. But don't you use the feathers to customize the items too? So, like, you want feathers at the end of the day. So, like, what happens if I talk to somebody? Let's talk to somebody. Let's talk to Grumpy Ass Kabuki. What are you gonna do with that blue feather? I was hoping I could trade you for a red. No. Because I don't think I have as many blues as I have red, right? I guess I'm pretty even. This is why you keep things relatively organized. Yeah, I have more red than blue. I want to hold on to that. I'm still trying to get more of these rainbees. I need more rainbees. I have a lot of purple though. Definitely got a lot of these. So I have more purple than anything. If somebody wants to trade me a purple for a rainbow, that'd be great. Oh, I don't need any more purple. I wish that they would trade you for a rainbow. That'd be great. I won't hold my breath. But that would be awesome. They trade you feathers for different colors. You craft rainbow ones. Wait, you craft rainbow feathers? What? How do you... What? Or do you mean you use these to craft? What happens if I talk to Pave? What happens if I give him a rainbow one? Hit a garland. Okay, I'm gonna stack my rainbees up there. One of each color makes a rainbow. Yep, Pave should have given you the recipe when you first talked to him. Did he? Nope. Pave didn't give me shit. He made fun of my clothing. He isn't giving me a recipe for anything. Yeah, no recipe. Oh, shit, yes he did. I have too many recipes in my pocket. Shit. So, what is the point of the rainbow feathers then? Like, why am I crafting them? So you can make rainbow feathers. Okay, so then, if I can craft rainbow feathers, what is the point of them? Just to get items from him? I'm going to Google. Let's see. Let us see, let us see, let us see. Rainbow feathers can be used to customize your furniture. Make sure to stock up on extra. You can also time travel. You can also trade feathers with villagers if you have too many of one color. 3 of any one color can be traded to Pave for festival furniture, and he'll give you furniture in the same color as the feathers you give him. Note that these are the same furnishing items you could buy at Nook's Cranny. You'll need the rainbow feathers to trade for the float item. Well, how do I get the... I want the float item. Okay, so the float's like the big prize. Takes 3 rainbow feathers. Oh, okay. Yep, I got you now. Okay, okay. Also, my gold net matches, like, I'm all shiny. Okay, let us craft some things, because I have plenty of feathers to craft. To craft. Where am I going? Right here. Let us craft. Okay. Now I've got 3 rainbow feathers. Balloon lamp. How do I get to getting the big item? Do I have to... I'm confused. I want the big item. I'm gonna wear it in my hair. Like that. I'm just gonna keep hitting him in the face until he leaves. Oh shit. Okay, I think I'm in the clear. Sorry for that unexpected silence. Somebody came in through the garage instead of through the front door. And I wasn't expecting anybody, so... took me off guard. But we got our float. My dog just scared the hell out of me. So, everyone left. And turned the mic back on. And like 2 seconds after I turned the mic back on, we have like 1970s pocket doors in parts of our house. Which is really shitty, and no one should have pocket doors in their house anywheres, because they're crap, and they require like non-stop maintenance. But, so there's a pocket door in the hallway that's, like, diagonal to my door of my bedroom. And they're loud, like, they're not quiet because they're old. So whenever somebody opens or closes them, you can hear it, like, through the whole house. So, everyone leaves. And I turn the game back on. And, like, a minute passes. And the pocket door across the hallway from me opens, like it was closed, and it opens, like opens, like not just like creaks, I mean like opens, and I'm like, pardon me? It was the dog, but I'm like, can we not fuck with the doors, please? This is the epitome of every fucking dude I've ever worked with in an office that was forced to celebrate, like, a company activity. Like, it's mandatory, you have to dress up for Halloween. If you don't call out sick and stay home, you need to dress up and participate, and it's like, this is what you see. Hey, Christian. We just finished the main run for festival, because today's a holiday in Animal Crossing, if you're unaware. Because it's the day before Mardi Gras, and every year in Animal Crossing, the day before Mardi Gras is Festival, hosted by Pave, the worst NPC. And that's me at any office thing that isn't Halloween. Fair. Fair. I worked in a so the office that I worked in for just over 5 years was very, very Republican and very Catholic. There was literally people there who would call out the week of Halloween because they refused to observe the devil's holiday. And I wish I was joking. And then every Ash Wednesday, 90% of the office came to work and went to court fully smudged up. And it was like really surreal because I had never really had Catholic friends before working at a Catholic law firm. I didn't grow up even in a Christian household, so I didn't know about that. And I came to work and, like, our biggest bosses all had smudges on their faces. And there was a guy that I worked with at the time, and he was, like, my age. He was maybe, like, a couple years older. But he wasn't Catholic, but he was aware of it. Especially because he had worked there longer. Like, my first year, he was just like, he's like, happy smudge day, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And he's like, are you joking? And I'm like, no, I legitimately don't know what's happening. And he explained it to me, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I don't know any Catholic people, so I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing, and I didn't know to expect that when I came to work. And obviously being, like, one of maybe 5 people out of 100 with no smudge, it was kind of, like, one of those red flags for your coworkers to, like, okay, we see. We see what's going on here. Like, you're one of the dirty people that, like, isn't observing a holiday. It's like, well, okay, you don't give me Jewish holidays off, so don't talk to me. But it's like one of those things where it's like everyone at work is awkwardly celebrating something or observing something, and I would always be like, whenever a Catholic holiday happened, I would be like, I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what's going on. I don't observe this. My family does not observe this. None of my family observes this. Like, I didn't grow up in a church. I didn't grow up in a Christian family. Like, I didn't grow up in a Catholic family. I didn't read the Bible as a child. Nope. You've lost me completely. I'm aware of Christianity and Catholicism overall, but I'm like, nope. Wasn't raised in it and don't live in it now, so really not the person to expect to be super knowledgeable. Like, I learned vaguely about it in my, like, upper level world theology class in university. That's about the extent of my knowledge, aside from living with a born-again fundamentalist. That's sadly most of my exposure. And I will say, I also worked in that office. There also was some born-again, like, I met God in prison type of people, and I wish I did not roll this snowball. A fucking bug rolled this giant snowball. Look at the size of this fucking snowball. That's hilarious. I've never seen the bugs roll one that big before. But yeah, so, like, we had like those type of people in the office too, where they're like, when I was in God, my roommate's name was Angel, and he was an angel sent to me by Jesus to reform me, and now I can heal people with my touch. And I'm not even exaggerating. I worked with a dude who literally claimed he could regrow body parts by laying his hands on somebody. I'm not even exaggerating. He told me, oh, there was this one dude who lost his leg, and I touched him and his leg grew back. What cocaine are you on? And you need to get it checked, because, boy, there ain't enough drugs on Earth. Like, he's like, yeah, there was this one dude who came to us with an eye patch. He was missing an eye, and we regrew his eye. And I'm like, you know you sound insane, right? Like, you're not swaying me. You just sound crazy, and I'm scared. Like, he would talk to anybody about anything, and it would always come down to, like, let me heal you. Let me take your depression. Let me regrow your organ that you lost to a surgery a year ago. Surprise office paladin. Only it didn't work. So, like, he was in my department that I started in when I started at the office. And I technically was his boss within a year. But he used to try and I'm not even gonna paraphrase this. I'm gonna say it exactly how he said it to me every time. He's gonna be like, he would touch my hand and be like, let Jesus come inside you. And I'm like, stop saying this. You know what it means. You used to be hood. You went to prison. You know what these words that you're saying mean. I swear to... We always joked that it must have been a hidden camera show or like a hidden camera documentary, because there were people in the office who believed him and let him, like, heal them, quote, quote. Now, when I say quote, quote, I mean quote, quote, because there was, like, one older dude in our office who was, like, in his 50s probably, and he had cancer. And he was going for cancer treatment, and he went for scans and to checks and all this different stuff. And then he would come to work and tell this dude, who was in his 20s, mind you, he was a young guy, and he'd be like, yeah, I need you to heal me, I have cancer. And it's like, I would just sit there and, like, stare at the wall like I wish I could fly through the wall out the window. Oh, you have no idea. My office life was a fucking wild ride every single day. If it wasn't coked up people screaming at me and humiliating me in front of an entire office of people, it was dealing with shit like that. There was only 2 modes of that office. It was either being made to cry in the bathroom, somebody dying, or fucking people going crazy about Jesus, but in like a crazy way. And there's actually a huge cult here locally, and I won't name them because I know that people who are in it do not believe that it's bad or hurtful or a cult, but they legally make you sign away all of your belongings to them, all of your, like, any will you would leave to a family. You have to sign over all of your possessions, all of your money, all of your accounts to the organization. And then every Wednesday night they host a, like, initiating thing, like an initiating event, and they make it look like a concert. And then when you go, if you're not a member already, they have a bunch of members pull you into a back room, and they basically do the same kind of routine as Scientology does, where they do a bunch of stuff to you, and then they kind of pressure you into signing something, and then they kind of pressure you into coming to meetings and telling you that you're broken and that they can help you and that this is the way and all this kind of stuff. And it's a huge, huge, huge thing. It's not like a small thing. It's all over the country. It's kind of got like franchises, so to speak, but it's like they make so much money off of hustling people, but it's in a quote-unquote religious setting of being a good Christian. And it's not even a mega church. It's literally just a cult. And if you Google it, it comes up as a cult. Like, it's amazing to me that people fall for it. I mean, I get why people fall for it, because I fucking minored in psychology, and I get why people fall for cults and for religious cults. And like, I'm sorry, like, going to church is one thing. If you want to go to church and you get something out of going to church, that's great. Go to church. If you want to pray, pray. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge people for having religion of any form, whether it's Christian, Catholic, Jewish, Hindu, Muslim, I don't care, pagan, whatever you want. You want to be atheist? That's cool. I'm not judging you on any of those. When it comes a problem is that when it's being sold to you, church should not cost money. And that's part of why my family actually left the temple, because I actually went to Hebrew school as a kid. Like, as my preschool, I went to a full-time Hebrew school. And when I got to a certain age, they were like, well, if you don't donate X amount of thousands of dollars, your kid can't stay in the program. Well, I understand there's private school, but, like, temple programs should not cost thousands of dollars. Because even as an adult, especially locally, if you want to attend, like, a high holy day at a temple, you have to pay, like, $1,000 to go pray on a high holy day. I'm sorry. I'll just pray at home. Like, I'm not for that. Please DM me about this thing at some point, because this stuff is my jam. I wouldn't even abuse my followers or anything. Not starting a cult, lol. Okay, maybe a little. No, yeah, I'll tell you the name of it afterwards, and you can Google it, because there's tons of stuff on the internet about it. It's not a small operation. It's a huge thing. And I talked to April, not about the same cult, different cult, but, so the other day, and this is wild, and I won't name him, because I don't want to put his shit out there, even though he's talked about it publicly, apparently. So I have a friend that I haven't spoken to in a few years. I met him in, like, 2014 or 2015, and then we haven't probably spoken much since, I would say, 2017. So it's been a few years since we've really talked. I don't keep up with people very well, especially when I'm, like, depressed, and back then I was working full-time also, so I was depressed and working full-time, so I wasn't reaching out to people super often that weren't local, and he wasn't local to me, so we, would say hi on social media occasionally, but, like, we didn't keep up. Well, the other day, I was listening to a podcast, and his name came up, and I knew it was him because he has a very unique name. He has a stage name, and he goes by his stage name pretty much exclusively. Look how big this snowball is, I can't. But I was listening to a podcast, and I won't name the podcast because, again, this will loop around, but they mentioned him because they also know him. The hosts of the podcast also know him, and they've worked with him, and out of nowhere, they mentioned his name, and I was like, oh, that's wild, like, my friend's mentioned on this podcast. That's kind of weird, because he's not on the podcast as a host or anything, or even as a guest. And then they start going into this whole story about how he divulged that he got basically abducted into a really top tier cult in Canada. Now, mind you, he lives in the same state as me. We're not local to each other, but he lives in the same state as me. So we're talking like not even close to Canada, because I live in Florida. And that he got super deep and like ripped off, and like this cult has made millions of dollars off of hustling people, and then the cult got busted. So Canada found out about the cult, and that it was a cult, and that they were hustling millions of dollars out of people, and that our mutual friend, was deep in this shit, like literally had dropped like thousands of dollars in 1 week of being there, and then was there for however long, and they sold it to them. They were selling it to people basically as a self-help kind of thing, like a self-improvement, self-help kind of situation, and more like, oh, it's a retreat than it's a cult. But it was a cult. Like, they were literally, trigger warning for abuse and such. They were physically branding people. They were sexually assaulting people. They were doing all sorts of things to people. It was bad. And so my friend got out of it, and I had not heard about any of this previous to hearing it via a fucking podcast. So the other night, I'm in my kitchen, like, making a drink and texting April, and I'm, like, freaking the fuck out because I've just now found out a friend of mine who I didn't hear from for a while. I probably didn't hear from him because he was in another country in a fucking cult. So then I start texting another mutual friend of ours, and I'm like, did you know about this? Because now HBO has made a documentary series about the cult as of the end of 2020. Now, I don't have HBO. I had never seen the documentary. I had never heard about the documentary series, but it's a thing. I Googled it, and I'm like, holy shit, like, this is a big thing. And I start Googling the cult, and I am, yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was. Not the same, different cult, Peak, Florida. Yes. But yeah, so he was in that cult, and he got out. Now, mind you, he's a filmmaker and a DJ and stuff. And I would have, of all the people I know, I would have never thought of him to, like, end up in a situation like that. He's, like, a really wild kind of character. And he's made a movie, like a comedic parody of his situation and of his time in the fucking cult. So I don't think he's in the documentary. I don't think he appeared in the documentary. I didn't watch the documentary yet because I only just found out about this a couple days ago. But I don't think he's in the documentary. But he made a movie parodying himself getting tricked into the cult, and then what happens when he gets there and what happens following. So I can hold on, let me look up the name, because he's posted about this movie and everything, so this is public information. I'm not like doxing him or something. Hold on, let me look this up really quick. What was the name of it? It was called, because he put out this movie, I think at the end of the year. I think, what was it called? It was called, where the fuck is it? Is it not on here yet? Why is it not on here yet? Okay, hold on. It's on his website. It's not on his IMDb, but it's on his, So, it's called... So, the name of the movie that he made, that's a comedic, and there's, like, a trailer and stuff for it out there. You can find it on YouTube. But it's called Intelligent Thinking, in parentheses, Patent Pending. And, yeah, he made this movie that basically, the way he describes it is, and this is a quote directly from his website. Throw out your medication, your friends aren't your friends, and your family isn't your family. These are all things that I was told as I was being brainwashed by the sex cult. You may have seen The Vow on HBO, but my film is a dark, absurdist comedy exploring my own personal experience as a victim. So the movie is about an aspiring animation nerd inadvertently joins a sex cult while seeking knowledge from the self-proclaimed smartest man in the world, based fully on a true story. And then he goes on to talk about, like, the thing, yes. So, I can link you to his website later, and, if you want to listen to... The podcast is totally unrelated to cults and stuff like that. They literally only mentioned it because he's a friend, and people, I think, hadn't heard from him, or, like, didn't know what was going on. And then The Vow came out, and, again, I have not watched The Vow, But yeah, he apparently was in it. And when I texted our other mutual friend that I met him via her. So I texted our other friend, and I was like, I sent her a link to the podcast that I was listening to, because they go into, like, detail about, like, things he had told them about it. Look at this fucking bug still rolling this giant snowball. So I asked her, I'm like, did you know about this? Because she spoke to him more than I ever did. And she's like, what? And I was like, dude, I'm like, my mind was blown. Like, I have never been so shook in my life, and I'm not a person to use the word shook, and that's how shook I was, because I was, like, literally, like, I was freaking out, like, I was shaking. I was freaking out. But yeah, so I know somebody who was in that cult officially. I apparently know lots of cult members of different cults, and it's a shame because a lot of people who live through trauma or abuse are the common, target to abduct into different types of cults, whether it be a religious cult or a self-help cult or whatever, whether it be financial thing or mega churches or whatever. Like, it's such a shame that they know who their target is, and they're very good about talking people in and then not letting them get out. He's not the first cult member I've known, sadly, and it's always a shame because, like, I joked with April even that, like, me hating people is probably the only reason I was never abducted into a cult, because I hate people so much. Like, just as I hate society so much. Like, I don't hate, like, every single person. Like, obviously I have friends, and I like my friends, and I like people that I attempt to be friends with. But, like, in terms of society as a whole, I'm very antisocial. So I could never really be in a cult, because I wouldn't, want to live with a bunch of people. I wouldn't want people touching me. I wouldn't want people handling my money. I wouldn't want, like, I went through narcissistic abuse, so I don't want to do that in another setting where I have to pay for it. If that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, it's sad because, like, I know a lot of my friends who have either come very close to ending up in cults and not knowing it, or finding out at just the right moment that it was a cult. Because, like, when I worked at the office, there was a lot of people in the religious cult. And they all tried to get me to come. They really did. They fought really hard on a regular basis to get me to go to the initiation event that would happen every so often. And they would tell me, it's not a church. It's not a church. It's not... you don't have to do anything. You just show up and have a good time, and it's just a concert. And I'm like, dude, you can literally Google what happens at these concerts. You can they literally fucking like, basically, that's where they get you in. Like, it's not a joke. Like, it's not even a conspiracy. You can go on any search platform. You can go on Google. You can go on Wikipedia. You can go on YouTube, probably. I've never looked up on YouTube, but I'm sure there's tons of people who've talked about it on YouTube. But even, there was a woman that I worked with who was older. She was, like, in her 40s or 50s, and she was a former member, and she was like, yeah, that shit's fucked up. Like, that's not church. That's not even Christianity. Like, they sell it as Christianity, like, coming to a cool church. We're not like other churches. Yeah, they're not like other churches because it's literally not a church. It's literally just a scam / cult where they take everything you own and all of your income and all of your money, and, like, if you have kids or family, like, your family will never get anything from you, and, like, it's really bad and really dangerous, obviously, depending on how deep you go, or if you have family and shit, like, but it's fucking real, and, the religious situation I grew up with is very cultish, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, is that's the easiest way to get people in, is to make it look like it's a church or it's a religious thing, because people find religion to be safe and homey, and that's community, and that's, I found a purpose, and I filled that hole in my life. And of course, to the audience that, is the target for a cult, that's a great sell, and it's a shame that that's the way it is. But, I mean, it's definitely a thing. Let's see, I found out recently that my uncle married in, not blood, was in Scientology. Yep. I mean, and same thing, like, if you know anything about the actual history of Scientology is literally a financial cult. It's nothing else. There is no actual, like, the religious aspect of it isn't actually, like, it was made for tax evasion purposes. It was made because a an author who wrote sci-fi books wasn't selling and he couldn't make any money, so he decided, well, I can sell these programs to people based on my Scientology books, and then it became this whole thing. Like, you even look at the terms used within Scientology, and they're pulled from the Navy, and they're pulled from his sci-fi novels that he used to write. And it's like, but people believe it because they're people who are looking for something to fill that gap. And it's like, yeah, I've experimented religiously with like different practices or different types of study, or, you know, trying this type of religion versus that type of religion versus atheism versus agnosticism versus, you know, I grew up Jewish, you know, and yeah, I've like I said, if I didn't hate people so much and have such a huge distrust of society, I probably would have ended up in a cult. You know, and no shame to people who do end up in cults, because it's a shame that they end up in that situation, but it's a targeted practice. It's just like any other pyramid scheme. The people who are bringing people in are heavily trained and heavily knowledgeable on how to sell, how to coerce people, how to manipulate a situation, how to make something sound like it's the life giver. Let's see. Doesn't surprise me at all, but that's why they're poor instead of being really well off after his inheritance after his rich mom passed away. He did it on a dare, didn't he? Yeah, it's wild, man. Like, it's just such a wild thing. Like, so the people who used to try to get me to go to the initiation thing for the cult locally at my office, there was a guy that I worked with who was younger. He was like 18 or 19. He was, you know, young. And he was very like very atheist, very, I think he was a physics or a tech major or something. But, you know, he wasn't even Christian or like, you know, anything like that. But like, they used to try and talk him into going because he was a lost soul and all that kind of stuff. Just like me, I was a lost soul and I needed Jesus and I needed help, and, you know, there was demons in my life and I had troubles, and of course I never went. But this other guy, you know, he was like a skateboarder, he was a graffiti tagger, he was, you know, he was not somebody who wanted to work at a law firm long term. He was just there for an easy paycheck. He was in college, and he basically was like, I'm gonna go one day and I'm just gonna like fucking make these people look like such assholes. And I'm like, watch this motherfucker go and actually get converted. I'm like, they're good at what they do, motherfucker. Once they get you surrounded in a room with thousands of other people and fucking probably drugs in the water and like, you know, I don't really put it past them to not drug people. Like, that's the thing, is like, they do all of this horrible stuff. You really think they're above doing something? They're saying they're a church. They're not a church, though. You keep thinking of it as a church. That's the problem. Like, yeah, church won't give you a roofie, usually. I mean, maybe in the Catholic Church they will, but like, a normal church won't give you a roofie when you come to a church gathering. But this isn't a church. This is a cult. And they'll do whatever they want to get your name on that contract. They'll get whatever they'll do whatever they need. And it's just such a shame that it's such a thing. But yeah, that fucking blew my mind the other day to hear about that via a fucking podcast. Not even via a mutual friend or via the person themselves. Like, I was fucking, like, my mouth was like agape. Like, I was so shocked. And I wouldn't even talk about it publicly if he hasn't also talked about it publicly. But like I said, he made a fucking movie about it. It's on his website, it's on YouTube, it's out there, it's, you know, at film festivals or whatever, so it's not a secret. I'm not going to name drop him on stream, but if you look up the stuff, you'll find out who it is. Also, once they have all your info, they tend to stalk you. Oh yeah, they don't let you go. Yeah. If you show up once and they have your actual information, that's it. Like, they're up your ass for like your entire life. And it's so funny because like here, since we have a huge local branch of this one particular cult, and because they brand themselves as a church, you'll see people, like, when you're out walking or out driving around, you'll still see people with bumper stickers for that quote-unquote church. Like, they have, like, they're literally branded as a church. And so you'll see people with the bumper sticker or with the symbol that they use, and it's like, man, like, I even walk through my neighborhood and like I'll see like a car parked in the communal parking area with like the sticker with the logo, and I'm like, what a fucking shame, man. Like, you're giving everything to these people. Like, it's not free. Like, it's not free. None of this is free. Even if you die, your house doesn't go to your kids or your husband or your wife or whatever. It goes to the organization. Like, they literally make you sign everything over. That's part of the thing. One of the guy that I worked with that said he could heal people via touch, his dad was actually a pastor at one of the locations. I don't know if he was high up pastor wise, but he was a pastor. I don't know his hierarchy wise where he was. But I'm like, yeah, no wonder when you went to jail and you were like a young hoodlum who didn't follow your dad's footsteps. No wonder you turned such a hard 180, because that's what you were dealing with at home. Like, when you got out of jail, I'm sure you basically had to be like in the church every single day, church in quotes. But like, yeah, no wonder he got like super brainwashed after prison. Because hold on, I'm having a moment. Did I just go in there and not, what did I just do? Oh, I bought a thing and I didn't buy a net. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to buy a net. Anyways, welcome to the Cult Podcast. And it's just such a thing, because it's like, whenever somebody recommends like, oh, go to this retreat, or oh, go to this place, or oh, go check out this religious place, I'm always like so against it, like, because I just have such, like, not a personal direct bad history, but like an adjacent bad history of knowing so many people who like went to this church one time and now look at them, or oh, look at this retreat, and then they never come back, or they get branded with a fucking cattle iron or whatever. And it's like, nope, no thank you. I don't even have any money to give, so I'm a terrible target. Like, you're assuming I have a house to give. 50% Pave, 50% cult talk. I mean, to be fair, Pave would lead a cult if he could. I mean, he talks in the third person. That's high up there on people who would lead a cult. Just saying. That kind of personality, Pave, of all Animal Crossing characters, would lead a cult. Yeah, I just was like, I was so fucking shocked the other night. And April was the person I was talking to when it happened. And I was just like, hold on, sorry to interrupt the conversation, but I'm listening to this podcast about Disney World, and I'm fucking just, I was like blown the fuck away listening to this conversation. I'm like, I didn't put this Disney podcast on to find out a person I actually know in real life. Like, he's a person that I hung out with at cons and stuff when I used to travel for cons. He was like one of those friends. And it's like, come the fuck on, my dude. Like, what the fuck? My mind was so blown. That's the thing, is like, it's one thing to find out like in a place where it makes sense to find out, but via a Disney podcast was not where I was expecting to find out. Like, social media, okay, that would make sense. Via the person texting or something, okay, that would make sense. Via, you know, him posting on Twitter or something, but holy fuck, like, yeah, it was not how I saw it coming. No, Isabelle is completely the greater good, and no one convinced me otherwise. I think Isabelle's just the brainless secretary, or the overly nice secretary, because in OG Animal Crossing, that's literally what she was. She was just your secretary when you were the mayor, so she just did all of your errands and all of your, like, paperwork. But she wasn't, like, she stayed in the office and she didn't do, like, daily announcements and stuff. I think people just gravitated so much towards her, like, as a, because she's not an OG Animal Crossing character. She is a, like, second-gen Animal Crossing character. I think she was only introduced in New Leaf, I might be mistaken, but I want to say New Leaf was her first game, which is really far down the line of Animal Crossing. Like, she's not been around very long in terms of the overall franchise. And people, like, just loved her design, and just loved that she was so positive, and that, you know, she wasn't a villager, so you always had her no matter what. And because you were the mayor and she was your assistant, she was helpful, but she wasn't, like, she didn't follow you around or anything. She literally stayed in the office, and then you would go out and do things and deal with the people, and she would, like, deal with the paperwork side of things. And, like, you could go check in with her about paperwork and contracts and stuff, but, like, yeah. Her dynamic has become very much the forefront of Animal Crossing, especially with, like, Pocket Camp and with this, because people just, like, she became, Tom Nook went from being the mascot, basically, to Isabelle being the mascot. Because originally Tom Nook's face was on everything, or the leaf icon, technically, was on everything. And then it was like, oh, well, apparently everyone loves Isabelle more So even on Twitter, like, the Pocket Camp account got quote-unquote taken over by Isabelle at one point, and then they had to split the account because, of course, Isabelle can't run multiple Twitter accounts. So Isabelle has one account, and then Pocket Camp has its own account, or Animal Crossing has its own account, or whatever the fuck the case is now. But, yeah. I only see her in two ways. Either she's the super obnoxious lesbian camp counselor who makes me regret my affinity for women, or she's totally the greater good behind the scenes. Those are her two options. I think she's just, like, the secretary who's trying to please her boss, and you went from being her boss to now Tom Nook is her boss. So, I don't know. I was never an Isabelle fan, even back when she wasn't super prevalent. And then they made her, like, the face of Animal Crossing, and I was like, oh no. But I'm also biased, because even though Tom Nook is a scumlord, as we saw on the other days, on Thursday's stream, Tom Nook is a tanuki, and I like him infinitely more just on that fact alone. Tanukis are always better than fluffy dogs that are shaped like a pun. Because I also never realized for the longest time that Isabelle is named Isabelle because her head is shaped and colored like a bell bag. Not a ball bag, but a bell bag. She has bells on her ears, which you can hear if you turn your game volume up. You can actually hear them. But she also her head looks like this. Her head looks like a yellow thing with a red hair tie and a bun and brown markings. So her name being Isabelle, and she looks like bells. And then wears bells in her ears, or on her ears, like, yeesh. Like, Tom Nook is just a direct, like, he's a tanuki, so Tom Nook-y. Like, it's all pun-based. I mean, all the names are pun-based. The English translation is rough on some of them, but the Japanese makes obviously more sense for everything. Oh, you know what? While we're on stream, I'll ask. So, I was talking to April about this the other day, and, obviously, I've been posting, like, my Japanese videos, and I posted on Twitter that against everyone's recommendations, I tried Duolingo, and I breezed through the first checkpoint in, like, one day, and now I'm on the second checkpoint. I haven't had time to study yet today or anything, because stuff been going on this morning before the stream. But I was like, I do want to eventually try and change my Animal Crossing over to Japanese. I can read the characters, but the thing would be that I don't know that much vocabulary, right? So the point being, I think it would be very tedious for people watching to want to watch that, because me trying to translate everything would not be immediate without somebody who is a native Japanese speaker, like, on hand to be like, hey, this is what this says in English, or something. Like, I would have to translate it. Or have somebody running translation on the side, like having a mod that runs translation, or somebody in chat running translation. I would like to eventually switch the Animal Crossing over to Japanese, because it would help me learn in a actual context, as opposed to just, like, learning vocabulary or learning general grammar. Because so far, I will say, having gotten through the first full checkpoint on Duolingo, like, yes, you're learning vocabulary, and some of it is vocab I would use, like, there's food vocab, or, like, place vocab, which, if you're traveling, would be useful, or if you're at a restaurant, would be useful, especially when it teaches you words of foods that you would actually want to eat. Like, it taught me udon, which is obviously just udon in Japanese, but, I'm like, yeah, like, obviously, I would want to be able to order this or that, or how many, like a number, like you're learning numbers and stuff, and colors, and basic vocab, but then you're also learning sentence structure of, like, how to say, like, I'm an American, or I'm from Florida, or I am, you know, I am not Japanese, or, you know, I am not Canadian, or whatever. You know, things that maybe are good for introductions, or for explaining, like, if you were to do, like, a basic 101 level kind of conversation. But in terms of actually learning, like, how things are laid out, I would like to switch the game over, because the game is natively Japanese. Enjoy your Skyrim, Christian. We'll probably end here in, like, 20 minutes or so, because it's almost been 2 hours, so we'll head over to Christian's stream afterwards. If you have raids on, we'll raid you. If you don't have raids turned on, then we will just show up. So heads up on that. Thank you for hanging out for Cult Talk. But yeah, so I want to change the game over, but I also don't want to make it so tedious for a viewer. Like, I don't think for people not learning Japanese or who don't speak Japanese or read Japanese that would be ideal, because I would have to translate everything and it would be a little bit more tedious, but I also think it would help me learning-wise. So I don't know how you guys feel about that as viewers and not as players. On Marcy's stream recently, yeah, we'll probably be done in about 20-ish minutes, so we'll all swing by when I'm done. And obviously, feel free to jump in on if you want some Skyrim action. Also, if people don't know this, there is actually a way to watch, like, you can literally multi-stream. You can open 2 streams at once and then switch, like, between between audios. I used to do that a lot. I don't know if that counts towards viewer counts or not. I've never looked into it, but you can split screen Twitch streams and pick which one you're listening to. I haven't done that in a hot minute, but I used to do that all the time because everyone I used to watch used to be on at the same time. But yeah, for the people in chat, you can let me know how you feel about that, about me switching to the game to Japanese at some point soon, because I would like to start upping my learning actual, like, communication. Like, learning the alphabet is one thing, but learning how, like, people actually speak, even if it's written, I think would be helpful for learning. And if you're unaware, so obviously when things are natively Japanese written, they're usually written mostly in kanji. Foreign words are usually written in katakana because that's what the sounds make, are non-native sounds, because some sounds are just not in Japanese language. So like certain names you can't write in Japanese, you have to write it in katakana because you can modify the sound. But when the kanji is written in Animal Crossing, it is also written in either hiragana or katakana, because a lot of kids play Animal Crossing, and obviously kids don't know infinite kanji, even though they might be native speakers. So they literally, there's a term for it, but basically they subtitle all of the kanji with damn it. No Rainbow Feather. I already gave you Rainbow Feather. Yeah, Rage Spin. Good for you. Yes, you can have other feathers. I don't want to give you all my Rainbow Feathers. What do I have a lot of? Let's see, I've got a few stacks of pink. Got pretty much even of everything, I think, right? I'll give him some green. But yeah, you guys can feel free to let me know how you feel about that, because I would like to do it for me, but I just don't know how watchable it would be, if that makes sense. I kind of wish that I could start a second island and just have it in Japanese. Like, have one island that's in Japanese and then one that's in English. Or split the language of the users. Like, have my alt account be all in Japanese and my main account be in English. But I assume you just have to change the entire console. I don't think you can just change the account. Like, if you have people on the account that speak different languages. Anyways. I will bump our charity thing in stream. I will bump my coffee thing in stream. I uploaded a kanji video, which was part 3 of the Japanese series. So this one, there's no commentary. So if you just want some very interesting music, and then to watch me horribly practice kanji, that's live on the coffee now. There's no commentary. Mic is muted. It's just the music. I picked out a random playlist off of YouTube and just let it go. And boy, the music gets fucking weird at some points. That's live. I also recorded a second Rock Band video. That's give or take about an hour long. That'll be out later this week. What else? I ordered some secondhand weird knitting needles to try and modify. I'm gonna try some new things for the shop. I'm working on learning some new techniques, and I'm also learning like if I can modify stuff. So we're gonna do some experimentation. So the shop will hopefully be getting new things soon enough, but I'm not rushing it. I'm trying to just do it so that I don't stress myself out, if that makes sense. So hold on. I'm kind of confused. So you can't. I thought you could. I thought you get DIYs for all of this festival furniture, but you can't. You can only customize it. Oh. I assume you can't order it, right? Like you can't order festival items. Oops, wrong thing. I assume that they're just limited items, like most holiday things. No. Okay, you can't order them. Because, yeah, you can get the different color. I do like that they have different designs and different patterns for each of the different colors. So it's like fiery, or it's kind of like... You got the celebrating person silhouette kind of going on. I like that the colors aren't just like... They're not just different colors. Like, even this has like different texture on it. You have different patterns in the parasol. Ooh, I got this purple stage. That's surprising. And then you got the stall, which obviously has the same like pattern. I like the stall because it's a double-sided roof. I do like that. Let me check something out. Let's go over here. Oh, pardon my yawn. I'm tired. Long night. Customize something. Let's see. What do we have in our pockets? We have the garland. And we have a garland. Okay, well, let's just take a look at the garlands, because I don't have all of them. So they have the green one, a red one, a blue one, purple, and a rainbow. I mean, honestly, if you make enough rainbow garlands, or rainbow feathers, you could have a really good gay pride for your island. Like, that's an awesome... I like that there's a lot of rainbow items in this game, and not just a one color option. So I guess the feathers themselves are only good for making rainbow feathers, or for getting items from Pave. Which I guess like you'd want to stack up as many items from Pave as possible, and then customize them all. So you like farm for a bunch of feathers. I'm doing a mix of the purple and the rainbow for everything because they go very well together. Nice. Yeah. I haven't fucked around with them too much yet. I haven't even logged on every day, so I've been behind on collecting the Oh. Oops. Sorry. I lied. Pave is judging you. I don't want to give you my rainbow feathers. I need to drop them. But you can have other feathers. Yes, very good. But yeah, for those of you guys who are regulars, you can let me know what you think about the whole Japanese Animal Crossing thing, because it has been something I have been debating, and there are some YouTube series out there that explain like learning Animal Crossing Japanese, but because it's a natively written game, like it's not an American written game, I feel like the dialogue would be very different. Like, I don't think it's a direct translation in terms of things that are said, because culturally it makes a difference. So yeah, I am curious about switching it over. I just don't know how much you guys would want to watch that. I mean, not that we stream Animal Crossing every day, but I just don't know that people would want to sit through that. Unless I labeled it as like learning Japanese through Animal Crossing. Suffer with me. Okay, hold on. Let me drop my rainbow feather over here so that he stops asking about it, because that's annoying. Sell this stuff. Or I can... Actually, let me leave this for my alt. Leave this stuff for my alt character, because I have all these. That opens up some space. An apron, some pears, some twigs. We don't need these twigs. Let's see. Let's. Can you You can't customize the stage, can you? Or can you? Can you customize the stage? Oh, you can customize the stage. Okay. How do the stages look? Let's see. So there's the green one, which has kind of like the pointy triangles, like around a yellow sun kind of look. And the red. And they have colored lights too, which is nice. So this one's kind of like the fiery kind of sun. Little blue diamonds slash squares. What is this got? Flowers on it? It's kind of hard for me to see. My vision, not great. Ooh, yeah, the rainbow feathers on like the white lights and the blue stages is pretty nice. But like even like you see like the fringe changes on some of them. That's cool. That's a nice touch. This one's kind of like diamondy rainbow. It's cool. So we got this one by default, so that's cool. Okay. I'm gonna go drop that up front by the float. Why not? We'll decorate a little bit. Stitches, you wanna dance? Come on, Stitches, let's dance. Let's see, what kind of dances we got? God, that's such a Steve Martin 1980s dance. If I ever edited these VODs, I would edit in King Tut right now over this. Because if that doesn't look like Steve Martin dancing, I don't know what does. Like what are these dance moves? Who dances like this? I'm white and I don't even dance like this. Like that one's okay, like ta-da, like that one at least makes sense. Hold on. Stitches is just throwing confetti on me. Hold on. Actually, let's do just the frame. And then let's do thanks, Stitches. Just stand right there. Right there. Right there. Look at his old dumb face. Look at his toe beans! I love his toe beans. Take a couple of stills, why not? What is this? The ta-da? Ta-da. Yeah. Well, I will say, Pave was not nearly as obnoxious as the old game, at least in my opinion. Maybe that's just my personal history, but... yeah, it's actually been about 2 hours. I'm surprised I was able to get a stream in today, so I'm super thankful that everyone stopped by in my unexpected stream, because I really did not plan on being able to stream today, so... I'm glad I was able to squeeze it in even though we had little interruption, but at least it was brief, because I was scared for a minute that it was gonna be like, well, that's the end of the stream. Aw, look at Stitches. Look at his little face. Look at his little nubbins. Stitches is so cute. I love Stitches. He's a good bean. Like, all the lazies are so good. It's so hard to not have an entire village of lazies, and I literally think about it all the time. I honestly should go back through the lazies list and see if I actually want to do that. April's gonna get Audie at some point, and I'm gonna probably replace Audie with another lazy. My whole town is just gonna be lazies that say the same fucking thing every time, which is a problem. The one good thing is at least when you get to best friend tier, like the conversation kind of changes a little bit. Like they actually say things, or like open up to you about stuff. He's so cute. I mean, he is so cute. I don't even know, amiibo-wise, how many you're up to, April. I haven't been counting. I don't know how many dreamies you have, like what your dreamy list is. So we need to off chat figure out what your 10 are, because I feel like you've got to be past 10, right? Yeah, Stitches is just, he's visibly like super cute. But he's also just like, the fact that he's a lazy and they didn't make him like a jock or something weird, or like a cranky, like they could have easily, like him being a lazy works so well because he's just like so adorable. But yeah, and we'll talk about your amiibo situation slash how many are at Dreamy wise, because I know you kind of have no issue with evicting people, but like at some point you can only change people every so often. I mean, I do know people that are just like, hey, if somebody wants to move, I let them move, and then I move on. Rainbow, 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 I see it, I see it, I see it. Hold on. I see you. Pave, just reach your arm out and take it, buddy. It's right there. If you want it so bad, make me catch it. Yeah, rainbow feather. Nice. I wish the rainbow feather stacked, but I also get why they don't. We'll keep them here for right now. But yeah, so yeah, we'll talk about your amiibo situation. What else? VODs are up to date on the coffee, if you're looking for those. If you weren't here the other day, we played original GameCube Animal Crossing, which was a hot mess, but really funny. So that's live up on the coffee. The kanji video is up on the coffee. In Marcy's stream the other day, we talked, because she's playing a game, and we were talking about possibly her getting back on the learning Japanese train, because I know that it's hard to, like, learn when you're not using it. Like, just learning vocab, or just learning the alphabet, or just learning, like, grammar is great and all, but if you're either not speaking it, or reading it, or, like, using it, or talking to people, like, it's kind of hard to retain, because it's a lot of information. That's why I was like, oh, if I switch over Animal Crossing, it'll A, give me more learning, and it'll also give me more use. What else? I need to figure out, oh god, it's almost 2 o'clock. I need to figure out what I'm eating, because I have not ingested a food today. So I need to eat a food sometime after the stream. What else? We're gonna go raid Christian if Christian turned his raids on. He did say he had his raids turned off, because he didn't know what they were. I explained to him what they were, so I don't know if he opened them up or not. If he did, then we will raid him. Otherwise, go check out Christian's channel. He's playing Skyrim as a good orc named what was it? Todd Walgreens? Something with a T. I'm bad with names. Sorry. Thank you to everyone who has either donated to the Tiltifies or to April stuff or has signal boosted things. There will be a normal stream tomorrow that is not spur of the moment. I don't know. We'll probably play some Ooblets tomorrow, most likely, since we had a little weekend hiatus. Tog Walgreens. Okay, I knew something with a T. Couldn't remember. Tug, Tog, Tug, something. Let me see if he has enabled raids. And, oh, it looks like he maybe has. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and raid Christian and his Skyrim. Thank you for joining me for Festival and for Pave and for Cult Talk and whatnot. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.